Well, well, well. Oh, how the tables have turned. Sam Altman is officially back as CEO of OpenAI, and honestly, this all just feels like a joke at this point. We also have a new letter, seemingly from OpenAI employees, that Elon Musk leaked last night, so we will get into that at the end of the video. In case you don't remember, on Friday, Sam Altman was suddenly ousted as CEO of OpenAI by the board of directors, and this board consisted of Ilya Sutskever, the chief scientist and co-founder of OpenAI, Adam D'Angelo, the CEO of Quora, and two people with ties to Effective Altruism, Helen and Tasha McCauley. Greg Brockman, the former president of OpenAI, quit in solidarity with Sam Altman. Mira Murati was hired as interim CEO for like a day, but apparently she was team Sam Altman and wanted Sam back as CEO, so she was replaced the next day with another interim CEO, Emmett Shear, the former CEO of Twitch. And there were discussions about whether or not Sam Altman would return to OpenAI or start off on his own new company with Greg Brockman, but instead he joined Microsoft as the CEO of a new research lab. And OpenAI employees revolted. 747 out of 777 of them signed a letter threatening to quit and join Microsoft if Sam Altman was not reinstated as CEO and if the board of directors who ousted him did not resign. Funny enough, Ilya Sutskever, a member of the board that ousted Sam Altman, actually signed this letter and also tweeted, "I deeply regret my participation in the board's actions. I never intended to harm OpenAI. I love everything we've built together and I will do everything I can to reunite the company." But we all left on a note thinking that Sam Altman and Greg Brockman would join Microsoft leading this new research lab. But no, we can't have one normal day. Instead, late last night, OpenAI tweets, "We have reached an agreement in principle for Sam Altman to return to OpenAI as CEO with a new initial board of Brett Taylor as chair, former CEO of Salesforce, Larry Summers, former U.S. Treasury Secretary, and Adam D'Angelo, CEO of Quora, who was actually already on the board of directors who actually ousted Sam Altman, but according to multiple publications, he will also be leaving the board of directors in the future. We are collaborating to figure out the details. Thank you so much for your patience through this." So, in other words, it looks like the two board members with effective altruism ties, Helen and Tasha McCauley, were both kicked off the board. And Ilya Sutskever is also no longer on the board, but it seems like he regretted his decision and left voluntarily. In response to all of this, Helen tweeted, "And now we all get some sleep," with a sleepy emoji. Bitch, everyone hates you. Anyway, apparently under the latest agreement, Sam Altman will not have a seat on the new board, but according to The Verge, the board did agree to an independent investigation that will examine all aspects of recent events, including Sam Altman's role. Apparently, the primary role of this small initial board is to vet and appoint an expanded board of up to 9 people that will reset the governance of OpenAI. Microsoft, the largest investor in OpenAI, wants to have a seat on that expanded board, as does Sam Altman himself. On a press tour earlier this week, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, said that he does not want the company to have any more surprises. Emmett Shear, who was very briefly the interim CEO, will also be leaving OpenAI. And as we've discussed, Sam Altman will be returning as CEO of OpenAI. Last night he tweeted, "I love OpenAI and everything I've done over the past few days has been in service of keeping this team and its mission together. When I decided to join Microsoft on Sunday evening, it was clear that that was the best path for me and the team. With the new board and with Satya's support, I'm looking forward to returning to OpenAI and building on our strong partnership with Microsoft." Greg Brockman, the former president who left in solidarity with Sam Altman, will also be returning to OpenAI. He tweeted, "Returning to OpenAI and getting back to coding tonight." And then he tweeted a selfie with the OpenAI team stating, "We are so back." Apparently, OpenAI employees in San Francisco were celebrating their return. But ultimately, the board of directors that fired Sam Altman still has not given an explicit reason as to why exactly Sam Altman was fired, other than a very vague breakdown of communications. So that's where this odd letter that Elon Musk leaked on X last night might come into play. Late last night, Elon Musk tweeted, "This letter about OpenAI was just sent to me. These seem like concerns worth investigating." The letter is dated yesterday, November 21st, and is seemingly from OpenAI employees. The letter reads, "To the board of directors of OpenAI. We are writing to you today to express our deep concerns about the recent events at OpenAI, particularly the allegations of misconduct against Sam Altman. We are former OpenAI employees who left the company during a period of significant turmoil and upheaval. As you have now witnessed what happens when you dare stand up to Sam Altman, perhaps you can understand why so many of us have remained silent for fear of repercussions. We can no longer stand by silent. We believe that the board of directors has a duty to investigate these allegations thoroughly and take appropriate action. We urge you to expand the scope of Emmett's investigation to include an examination of Sam Altman's actions since August 2018, when OpenAI began transitioning from a nonprofit to a for-profit entity. To issue an open call for private statements from former OpenAI employees who resigned, were placed on medical leave, or were terminated during this period. To protect the identities of those who come forward to ensure that they are not subjected to retaliation or other forms of harm. We believe that a significant number of OpenAI employees were pushed out of the company to facilitate its transition to a for-profit model. This is evidenced by the fact that OpenAI's employee attrition rate between January 2018 and July 2020 was in the order of 50%. Throughout our time at OpenAI, we witnessed a disturbing pattern of deceit and manipulation by Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, driven by their insatiable pursuit of achieving artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Their methods, however, have raised serious doubts about their true intentions and the extent to which they genuinely prioritize the benefit of all humanity. Many of us, initially hopeful about OpenAI's mission, chose to give Sam and Greg the benefit of the doubt. However, as their actions became increasingly concerning, those who dared to voice their concerns were silenced or pushed out. This systematic silencing of dissent created an environment of fear and intimidation, effectively stifling any meaningful discussion about the ethical implications of OpenAI's work. We provide concrete examples of Sam and Greg's dishonesty and manipulation, including Sam's demand for researchers to delay reporting progress on specific secret research initiatives, which were later dismantled for failing to deliver sufficient results quickly enough, and those who questioned this practice were dismissed as bad culture fits and even terminated, some just before Thanksgiving 2019. Apparently, Wired, the publication, contacted the person who posted the letter, and they said, "I have no idea as to the veracity of any of its contents." So obviously, I don't want to spread the contents of this letter as true, but I think it's interesting to read and note, and I guess approach with a grain of salt. In fact, the person who posted this letter to GitHub actually deleted it an hour after Elon posted it. Apparently, Elon Musk and Sam Altman have sort of an adversarial relationship in the first place. According to the Wired article, the pair were the most prominent of OpenAI's original co-founders, but they have since had a falling out earlier this year, and became direct rivals when Elon Musk launched his own AI company, xAI, to compete with ChatGPT. So again, take that letter with a grain of salt, but we really still do not have an explicit reason from the board of directors as to why exactly they fired Sam Altman in the first place. Ultimately, I think Sam Altman returning to OpenAI was obviously great for the company, since 95% of employees were threatening to quit if Sam Altman did not return as CEO. And obviously, it now looks like there will be some investigation into the board of directors and all the events leading up to this moment. And an investigation is obviously necessary, because this was an absolute disaster. They were basically on the brink of collapse after this little move they pulled. And I will continue to follow this story, because who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow. I just flew out of New York City yesterday to come home for Thanksgiving, and I would like one normal, peaceful day. But I will continue covering this, and I'll also be covering Binance. Because yesterday, Binance's CEO, CZ, suddenly stepped down and pled guilty to violating criminal US anti-money laundering guidelines. Binance has also agreed to pay $4.3 billion in fines and penalties, which is one of the largest corporate fines in history. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe to me. I'm also very active on Twitter at tiffanyfong with 1_, as well as on Substack at tiffanyfong.substack.com. I've posted lots of bits of my in-person interviews with Sam Bankman-Fried on my Substack, as well as on my YouTube channel. So again, I guess I've sort of started an OnlySams. By the way, a couple days ago, I posted a video saying, I think that Sam Altman is definitely coming back to OpenAI. And the next day, I deleted that video because he ended up joining Microsoft. But you know what? I was right. So I've made that video public again. Anyway, I love you all so very much, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Bye.